Okay, I have to mill the blank or the pieces to length here, and it's calling out 2 inches long. So, and this is well over 2 inches. 2 inches is way back there, so let's begin to mill that down. I could actually take it over and bandsaw it, but I'm not going to. Let's measure it and get my DRO set. And it is, let's come out a little bit. Two inches 7/20. All right, I'll punch that in. 2.720. Enter. All right. Let's continue on. All right. 2 inches 280 right now on this cut. We'll take it down to 2 inches 100. Right there, 2 inches 100. Should be at 2 inches 100. Pull it out, get my calipers. We'll check her out and see. 2 inches 100 and about 7. So now we'll switch. Put this one over here. That one there. This one in here. And we'll cut this one down. There's 2 inches 100. And we'll deburr it a little bit. And flip it around. Okay, we'll put that end in. Clapper, take her into 2 inches. There we go. calipers, double check it. Should be 2 inches. Well, we're actually 2 inches and 6 thou. So, good enough. That will be good enough. Grab the other one, stick that one over there. And then we'll deburr this side. Okay. All right. All right. I'll kind of show you what we're got going on here. So it'll get cut something like that, and it's a hole here, and then it gets a bigger hole here, 3/8 hole there. So we'll set up now and do the 3/8 hole and then the other hole. I think it was 281. I think was the second hole. So I'll lower the table down so I can drill chuck in there. That should be good. Get out of there. All right, I'm gonna take that stop off of there. Actually, move it over. Actually, I'll move it over so I can get my parts in the middle of the vise. Right like that. Open the vise up. Oops, I'm gonna knock my camera off here. A little more. And I'll have to resituate the camera. Alright, let's see here. It's got the formable legs on this tripod. You can kind of form it to what you want. And tighten up the little. There we go. Kind of, sort of got it. Make sure I got the burrs off of this. Okay. So now we'll put it in here like that. Slide it up against that stop. And we'll put the edge finder in. The edge finder out. I should save that center line to the back jaw onto the PRO. There's a way of doing that. I'm not exactly sure how, but I know there's a way of saving set points. I should study up on it a little bit. Okay, we'll pick up this back edge first. turn my quill stop down some more. There we go. Come in until she touches. Right there. 0. Move over 100. 100, 0. Now I'll come over here and pick up the back jaw. Actually, I'll just take this out and then we'll... Well, I gotta come over anyway. Duh. Let's move over the dimension on X. So the dimension over would be, so there's a 5/16 radius, 312, 156. Yep. So move over 156 thou. 156, and then we'll come back and we'll touch the back jaw. Right there. 0 my Y, move in 100. $100 right there. Put my part back in there. Drill chuck. Oh, I put my protector on my... I wouldn't put that on, something would touch it and run that battery down right away. I don't want to do that. Alright. We may have to drop it anyway. Down. Alright. So now, distance that way is 3/4 of an inch. 750. 750 right there. All right, let's spot drill that or center drill it, whichever. Oh crap! I dropped my boring bar that we were using yesterday. Hopefully it didn't land on the insert. Nope, we're fine. Good way to wreck an insert. We'll drop it on the floor. Then we'll lower it down. Now we're actually this is drawn, will be drawn wrong. It'll be looking for my pen. It's actually this way. Flat, comes up, and then around, and then kind of tapered back, and then around, and it's like that, and one hole here, and one hole here. We got it. We had it kind of drawn mirror image to what we're doing here. So that just don't seem right though. 312. Oh, I messed up. So it's a 5/16 radius here, and that's the center line of the hole, so it'd be 312. I'm only moved back half of what I need to be moved. I'm gonna move 312, not 156. 312. That'll look better. Yep, that's better. Right down my scribe line, yeah. It's not a scribe line. And that hole is supposed to be, actually I think that's for pushing too, yeah, 1/2 inch. So we'll double drill that. Actually, we'll drill it and ream it. Which means I'll have to drop down quite a ways. And I gotta put my bigger drill chuck in. Ah, darn it. Well, I'm gonna drop down. And then I'm gonna go double check my setting. Put the drill chuck in. This one only goes to 3/8. Need one that goes to 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to get the reamer out. Make sure we got enough room. 1/2 inch reamer. Which, no. Is this a shank that... Yeah, it's a 7/16 shank, so I can use a 7/16 collet. So I can do that. That'll work. So, as long as I can get the drill in there. I'm just going to double check everything before I go and, oops, and repick up the edges. We'll see how far off they are, being I cranked up and down. You know, like I've been saying that. All right. Okay, get the edge finder back out. First thing we'll do is go to the back side. Pick up that back side. Darn telemarketers, I'll tell you, they're really busy. They're bound and determined to scam somebody, scam me. Touch. Now that it should read 100. It's reading 99 too, so that's pretty good. Okay, now how about this way? Okay, 3/4 of an inch. 750. And then we'll go over, and we'll pick up that back edge. Right there. Two thou off there. So we're going to zero it over almost 3 thou off. And we'll move it 100. Zero it, and then move over 312. And let's see, now that comes from the head not being dialed in absolutely perfect. So it's from up here to here, it's 3 thou. It was 3 thou off. So it was actually 3 thou that way. So the head is like that a little bit. I mean, just slightly. Pretty damn close to being perfect. All right. Here we go. Actually, think I'm going to shift to low. Then I'll have to make some more bushings. This bushing doesn't need a collar on it. Although it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt anything if I put a collar on it. Now I'll take that out. Put the reamer in. Oh yeah, the bushings were 5/8 OD. These are going to be 1/2 inch OD with a 3/8 ID. And reamers, you want to chuck them as long as you can. You know, in case you got any confliction with, because that way the reamer can actually make a truer sized hole, even if it's wobbling, because you have this much area that it can bend. If that makes any sense to you, I don't know. All I know is it works that way. Put a little of this on there. As you can see, there's a little bit of a run out there, but the moment I touch the hole, centers up. I know there's people talking about floating reamers. Well, you really don't need a floating reamer unless you got a real short, stubby reamer. If you've got a long reamer in there, you don't need a floating reamer. Floating reamer is just a waste then. The only time you need it is if you got a real stubby. Not, you know, if I was on an NC machine and I had tool package and I had to have the reamer this short, then yeah, then you want a floating reamer. But if you can chuck all the way out on the end of the reamer, you don't need a floating reamer. Alright, so now we got to drill the next hole. I think it was a 281, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I should just do both of these first at this position. I will. I'm going to do the other one here, same position. I'll get them both. Okay, down in there. Slide that up there. Snug it up. Anyway, that's what I've found about reamers, that if you chuck out on the end as far as you can, you'll have much better luck at getting the correct hole size, correct location, and everything. If you chuck them short, then that's not going to happen. Then you're going to run the risk of an oversized hole or tapered hole, because it's not going to allow the reamer to a 1/4 inch spot drill. I sure wish I had an Albright chuck for my lathe. Almost tempted to take this chuck and put it on the lathe. Whoop. Then when we get this done, then we'll mill those two pads down. And then I think it was 11.5 degree. Cut that on there. And then drill the holes in, the mounting holes in. And put this drill away. Reamer. Got a video file uploading right now. Pookie's been doing better. He's been eating more. I don't know if it's the shots, the pain shots they gave him or what, but does a lot of purring, I know that. You wouldn't guess that, other than he's really scrawny, you wouldn't guess that he's sick. But he is pretty skinny. And he used to be such a chow hound, you know. Not so much anymore. All right, put the streamer away. Let's move to the next hole. The next hole is 5/8 from this hole. So I'm just going to go into incremental and 0 my Y and go 5/8. $6.25. The drill chuck back in. I think the furnace is turned up a little high. I'm starting to sweat. Been trying to keep it a little warmer out here. For Pookie. 9:30 seconds, 281. I was right, it was 281. Same position in X, right? Yep. Correct. So I think I'm going to double drill that though. 281. So I'm going to high. Let's see, how much undersized do I want to drill it? $234. Now 281. I might have a 281 reamer, but it's okay. That's okay. All right. Put the other part in. Spot drill. put this stuff away. Don't need it. So what happened to that do not call list? I'm on it, but I think all that does is advertise your number. That's okay. Sometimes I like giving them a hard time. I'll go through all their steps. And they ask me for my name. I say Howard Hughes. I say Howard Hughes, and then I give them some bogus Social Security number. It gets them irate. All right, so now where'd my pen go? I just want to put kind of like idiot lines on here so that I can see where I'm going. So this is coming around like this, and then the phone tips on me. We should actually get rid of our, being we got cell phones, me and the wife both, we should actually get rid of our house phone, our landline. The only thing it does is attract telemarketers. Believe it or not. All right, so how am I going to do that? Probably set them in here like this, huh? I'll have to have them sticking out over here because this is 280. Although that would probably be all right. Being it's just screws that are going to go through there, flush head screws or button head screws, whichever. Probably number 2s again. Probably number 256s again. So I'm debating. I just stick it out like that. Is it the same amount on each end? From the drawing, it sure looks like it. I'd have to sit down and figure it out. But I think it is. So then if I set my stop there, then I can go this way and then just flip it and do it again. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to have to take a break, and then I'll be back.